recording. We're together.
We're in the same place, let's put it that way.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome back.
Podcast number 40, The Knitting Place. And we're together.
Exactly.
So exciting. I'm Dina. You can find me at The Knitting Place.
See where I practice. Can't do it anymore.
On Instagram, Facebook, and Ravelry.
I am Pam Sap on Instagram and Ravelry. And Pam Sapienza on Facebook.
So follow us.
That hasn't changed.
That hasn't changed.
Well, that remains the same.
Yeah. But being together has changed.
There
So I'm
you go.
super excited.
There you go.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Okay, this is so weird because I'm usually watching you on the screen and we're like talking to each other. Now I feel
Exactly.
like
now we have to reacquaint ourselves.
Readjust. Okay, this
We
might
can
be a
do
little
it.
awkward at first, but
We can do it.
we'll get back on the horse.
So what's doing, Dina? What's
doing
today's
me.
date?
Today is Saturday,
June
27th,
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
June 27th. Mm-hmm.
and you are tuning into a knitting podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and we are going to cover crochet today as well.
Yeah, a little crochet in
Yes,
there, right?
Yeah, little crochet action.
Yep.
So what's going on? What's been going on with you? You have more to share,
Oh,
actually.
not really. Nothing much. We've been working basically the same. The store has been open for curbside
Curbside
and
pickup and online store.
and online and
shopping.
I've been doing some work from home, and I just went away for 3 days, and Dinah's going away next week on a little trip,
Yes.
and the shop will reopen when you come back.
Yeah, we'll be closed July 1st through the 12th, and we will reopen the 13th. And you said you might come in
What's that day? What day is
Monday,
that?
July 13th.
Oh, that is Monday?
Mhm.
Oh, it doesn't seem like it's 2
Yeah.
weeks. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We got to get back to work.
Got to get
Got
back.
back into the flow. So how is it going to be when you open up, Dinah? What
I
are
don't
you
know yet.
anticipating? Have you decided?
I have not.
Okay,
Everyone's
so-
been asking what I'm going to do,
Mhm.
and I haven't decided. I know
Well,
that
you're not open. It's not going to. You're not going to open, and it's going to be like it was when you closed.
no. In
Right.
fact, the first week, I would like you to come back to work. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we will continue to do curbside. And I'm not gonna. I need to straighten up the store and get the store in order for people to actually come in.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is ask everyone to bear with me another week, and then we will probably make appointments and we will have people come in as long as there is no spike.
Right. So you're talking about if you're
July
going to open
21st.
Correct. Okay. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, July 20th, Monday, July 20th. We will hopefully resume
Again,
in-store
but,
shopping.
but still different. Not like it was before.
No, unfortunately, no sitting at the table. We will limit
Maybe
customers.
you could do help
one each.
outside. You might be
Yes.
able to do help
Mhm.
outside.
I've been doing help outside. Been very comfortable.
You
So
can do that.
that's what I'm planning on. So far.
Masks.
Lots of masks. Everyone has to wear a mask to come
You
in.
probably have some hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer,
Right.
of course. Not expecting people to wear gloves in the store. I do have a new rule. There are no returns on yarn. I'm not comfortable taking yarn back. If that changes, I will let you know. But
I
public
mean,
announcement.
I think we're really pretty good in terms of yarn estimation.
Yeah, a lot
I mean,
of people tend to, want to take extra
extra
in case.
skein, but they have to have that understanding if they're taking extra that it's not going to come back.
Right. Or if you change the length. Some
Right,
people like to
right.
lengthen and then they decide they don't need it lengthened.
Correct.
Unfortunately, we can't. I can't account for a pattern, for example, that'll call for example, this Anker's top.
Correct.
You
I know.
also had extra,
I had
right?
2 skeins left.
So, what size did we do?
Extra large.
The extra large. So we did the 43 finished measurement.
I believe so.
I didn't even check to see.
It was 43 or 44, something
Right.
like that.
But I had 2 skeins left over. She called for 8.
Called for 8 skeins.
8 skeins,
Mhm.
right? 400 grams.
Mhm.
I
thought even if I made it shorter, which I don't really think I made it much shorter. If I did, it wouldn't have been 2 skeins worth of yarn.
No.
That wouldn't have been so.
No. So sometimes patterns err on the side of
And
extra.
everyone is different with different tensions.
Right. Although I did get gauge.
Right. Well, my gauge in the body was tighter than what she called for. But wouldn't I have used more yarn?
Yes.
I would have used more yarn. I know my body gauge, I think, was tighter than what she called for, but
No,
whatever.
You're taller than me.
Well, Dad and I have this thing that when we sit down, I'm shorter than she is. You're taller than me right now.
No, I just look like I'm in front of you. It's an optical illusion. All right.
Let's go.
We finished our Anker summer top or summer shirt.
Yes, we
Ta-da!
did. We did. That we did. And what yarn did we use?
We used Lino from Sandness Garn.
Mm-hmm. Do we have that yet?
Cotton, yes. It's actually in the box over there. Sorry, I didn't pull out all the colors.
Over there?
Yeah, it's in that box over there. Cotton, linen, and is it a viscose blend?
Viscose. I think it's a viscose.
Okay. Cotton, linen,
down the
viscose.
box down
Yes.
here.
We don't have too many colors left. There's black, we have ivory, we have wheat. I think we have a few shades of blue. You can go on the website to see. It was a very easy knit from the top down.
I'm going to hand 2 skeins over to you
Sure.
just so that you can start
There might be a
trying
pale green. Here it is. So this is Linny. And I believe we did show it on our last podcast.
I'm just pulling 2 other colors, that's it.
Wait a second. Did we start this after we podcasted? Maybe they didn't see it.
I don't know. I don't
Sorry,
remember.
guys.
It's too much
many
brain
things,
memory
yes.
for me to think back now. I don't remember.
This is Lenny. Look at these 3 colors together. Oh, we did talk about it because
Did we talk about
yeah,
it?
we spoke about the other.
I don't think the yarn was in yet the last
Maybe
time
we showed the
podcast.
Mila
We
top?
said we were doing it, but I don't think
Maybe.
the yarn was in yet is what it was. Which this is a lovely yarn. It's a cotton, as Dina said, cotton linen viscose. And we knit it on a 6, right?
I'm so excited that we're back.
Hello. And
sorry.
what else do we have to say about it? Really, it's a simple sweater
Knit from the,
construction.
yes, no short rows. Knit from the top down, which I mentioned.
And this came about because we have a guided knitting group. I think we said this the last time,
Yep.
and they wanted to do a project during the quarantine. And we settled upon the Anker summer top shirt because we'd always wanted to make it. And looking at it, it wasn't a complicated pattern.
And it really wasn't.
It really wasn't.
I mean, your group, I think everybody pretty much is past the yoke.
a lot of them are,
Most of them.
yeah, past the yoke or starting the raglan and then, separating the sleeves out. But it's a lovely yarn. And it was like a 5-stitch gauge, I believe, the pattern. So
Yeah, size 6 needle. It was
Yeah.
nice. It was a nice,
you use different
easy knit.
yarns for it, but this is what the pattern calls for, and this is what we used.
I will say, just as on a side note, I noticed when you wove in your ends, you just wove it in one-stranded. I plied mine.
Oh, I didn't ply it. I probably should have plied it, but well, again, look at when I was weaving it in.
Right. We both wove them in this morning.
Exactly.
You just happened to weave them in here.
Exactly. I did not ply them. You
So
could
that
have
was-
plied them.
Yeah,
though. You could
just
do
to
that.
like separate it.
Mhm. So it's not as thick.
Yeah. Any other tips that we could share?
I'm trying to think.
I mean, it was kind of nice to work with this yarn in the sense of not working with the hand-dyed yarn, not having to worry about alternating,
Correct.
the helical knitting.
correct, and
It was really...
her pattern, the way she did the increases and the yoke was interesting. We hadn't done that before. Right, the yarn over
Right. It was a yarn over knit through the back loop.
on the neck, right?
Yeah.
which was nice, a little
I
different.
thought the neckline was going to be very big, and it's
It
actually
wasn't.
sitting
No, it
really
wasn't.
quite nicely
Right.
on yours as well.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm very happy with the fit.
Yeah, I think it looks great
My husband was like, wow, it looks like you bought that in a shop.
because it's a very standard looking. It's a very basic.
It's a basic,
top.
right.
None of
It's
this
like one
craziness going on.
It's funny because typically I don't usually knit something that I could probably buy.
Right,
But
this is a
it's not, you're not going to find this style in the
and
store.
this is the kind of top that it's not an expensive yarn.
No, especially
It's an easy knit,
Yeah.
and I mean I could see this being made more than one time.
for sure.
Different yarns or different
But
colors.
with the leftover, now I'm thinking maybe I should make the Mila top that's like all stripes
You might be able to do
Yeah.
that, sure.
and incorporate one of the colors.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well.
Anyway,
The possibilities are endless.
there you go.
Anyway, that's what we're wearing, the Anker cardigan.
No, Anker summer
Anker
shirt.
summer shirt, excuse me. But there is an Anker cardigan, right?
Is there?
Yeah. Well, there's an Anker everything. They got an Anker's baby kids shirt.
So it's like her Sunday theme.
Yeah,
The
yeah. She's got a
Anker's
bunch
is-
of them. She
So-
even has a baby onesie with the Anker
Anker's-
top.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
So that's probably like the petite knit
Correct.
thing where she
Correct.
just translates it across all.
I think there are how many
Ages and sizes.
projects are there on Ravelry? About 1,200, something like that.
Crazy.
So you can always look at the yarns they use too.
Okay.
Next,
another FO.
for who?
You. Do you have any more FOs?
No.
Did you bring your Sunday?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did bring my Sunday, but I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
Did I show it the last time? I was almost done, I think, the last time. I think I had one more sleeve to do, right?
I think so. So
It's
Sunday
gonna be
cardigan.
too hot to put it on. Should I put it on?
And this is also by Petite Knit.
Also, we're on a Petite Knit roll, right? This is my Sunday cardigan. It's a little wrinkled because it was in the bag. And what did I use, Dina? I used the...
You used Rama. For some reason, I feel like we may have spoken about this.
What is that? Is that a pin?
It's Alpakka.
I had a pin there. Jesus.
It's probably from blocking.
Yeah, I put a pin
The
on
Alpakka
it.
Lin, and you used Finull one. It's the yarn that's right behind us up there.
And it's, an oversized cardigan. I didn't do buttons. The sleeves are it's meant to be, very long sleeves.
Relaxed fit.
Look. And I cuffed up the sleeves. And
It's going to be so cozy when the weather
right?
cools down. Yeah, I love it.
It's a fun sweater. Now it's done.
Yay!
So this was one of those projects
so now you have two things done. How
it
many
was
things you can't
languishing in the
I have a few of those.
The whip pile that I finally finished because it wasn't that bad to finish up, and why not? Now I have a sweater. Cool. I have a sweater for
ready for the season.
For the season, correct?
Nice,
correct. So that's my Sunday.
Awesome.
Now what about you?
I finished my test knit for Ambah O'Brien.
Can you see it?
Yes.
I'm gonna pull her in.
This is called the Celina Shawl. Is she drunken?
A little bit. That's okay.
There you go.
A little tipsy.
It was knit using Moondrake's Merino linen base yarn. I was happy to test knit it. I was excited that I got in on the test knit. It was a lovely knit. It's knit point to point. It's got a long wingspan. What can I tell you about it?
It's a lace inset.
It's got striping, it's got slip stitching, and it's got lace. So you've got 3 different techniques. Now, it's not color work in the sense that it's stranded knitting. It's slip stitch. So it's actually mosaic knitting.
Which is nice.
Which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
The lace part, you definitely need to pay attention to.
Sure.
You're not going to do that. It's not social knitting.
Because you were doing an increase or a decrease in the lace?
Yes, and I love the way she does it. She does a center double decrease. So there's like a spine going throughout the whole shawl. It's right here. I don't know if you can actually see it there, but you could certainly see it here.
Yeah.
So it goes along the entire shawl, and I love that it's off-center. I love that she does an increase and decrease in a symmetrical way.
Correct.
So
nice.
It's nice. It was fun to do, different than I've done.
And you used one skein of each color.
One skein of each color. We have kits on
Moondrake is on the website, right?
Moondrake is on the website.
Can they pick their own colors if they want?
You can pick your own colors. You can look at the kits. If you don't like the kits that are already made and some of the yarns or colors are allocated, call me and I will switch them up.
Good.
Can I show kits?
Yeah, of course you can.
I'll show kits.
Are these kits that are on the website?
Yes. So I photographed them. I put them on. I think they're labeled like A, B, C, D.
Okay. This is Blush, Seafoam, and Ash. That's pretty.
I'll let you read the colors.
Let me see. This is Golden, Blonde. I love that name, Blonde. And Honey. That's nice. And we have Blush, Rose Quartz, and Juicy. All different shades of pink.
Now, I will tell you some of the kits are sold out already, and we do have an order coming in. So I'm going to have these available as pre-order. So if you order it and you get a phone call, you may get a phone call saying that you might have to wait for the delivery to come in.
This is Amethyst, Blonde, and Lilac.
That's so pretty.
That's a pretty one.
Yeah.
Very soft. Mauve, Rose Quartz, and Honey. That's a pretty one. Love that Honey.
Now, Ambah's colorway is one of the kits that sold out. She used, I think it was chocolate, mauve, and rose quartz.
So mailman.
God bless him. This is the colorway that Rochelle did. Rochelle's the owner and indie dyer behind Moodrake.
It's blush, sand, and golden sun.
I think I have to accept that delivery.
Go.
Yeah.
Go get him.
This is my colorway.
Our mailman is very vocal, as you can tell. Watch, you're going to hear him in a few seconds. He's leaving. Watch him. Anyway, truffle is the chocolate, blonde, and lilac. This is Dinah's way. This is the way that Dinah did. The truffle, the blonde, and the lilac. Isn't it pretty? Is it something fun, Dinah?
It's a special order for, yes.
If it's not for me, then I'm not interested.
We have Inzula.
Oh, Anzula's in the house. Nice. I just showed them your colorway.
Awesome, thank you.
And that's all set. So what is next?
I think we're done with FOs. Oh, no. You want to talk about Emily's FO?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. We have an FO that neither I knit or Dinah knit, but my daughter knit it. And it's an oversized piece. Now, who's the designer? Joan. I'm going to look it up.
Joan Komodo?
I think so. But anyway, it's an oversized...
What's the name of it?
Kurt. K-U-R-T. It's an oversized piece, and it's got a V in the front. It also has a V in the back. And it's made by using... there are different squares, directional squares. And what Emily did, how she veered from the pattern is... In the pattern, if you look at it, this reverse stockinette section here and here that each one has is done in a different color, in a contrast color.
In the original pattern.
In the original pattern, but she had seen someone who did it in the same color. And what they just did is they just did... I think she did a reverse... Well, I'm not even sure, but she did two colors in the pattern.
It is Junko Komodo.
It is.
Yeah.
And what Emily did is she just did a reverse stockinette in the same color for that section instead of changing color. So it was fun because she started with one skirt and you picked up and did the other. So you have to, of course, know how to pick up stitches and then, attach to the other sides. But
this is the piece done in a two-color version.
Yeah. Again, it's an oversized piece. The modification that she did make was she narrowed down the sleeves.
It is quite oversized. Here's another photo.
Right, because the sleeves are dramatically oversized, and it looks lovely, but if you put that into daily use, that might be
overbearing.
Yes, so I think she did, even though she did the larger size, which she really didn't have to do the larger size, she may have followed this stitch counts for a size
smaller.
2. Mm-hmm. I think the sizes are 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, so we just thought that we would feature that. The yarn she used was Rios from Malabrigo, and which is a lovely yarn. And I said to Emily, that's going to be your fall jacket. She's not going to need to wear a jacket when she wears that.
Probably not.
So probably not good for anyone who's in a warmer climate, but certainly it's a fun piece.
She did a great job.
Yeah, she did a nice job. And now she's back on her box. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's what I have to fix.
Looks really good.
She's back on her...
So was this done with, you have to know how to pick up stitches?
Correct. You have to know how to pick up stitches.
Was there an edge stitch?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, then they plotted it out for you.
Yeah, and the directions were, listen, Emily, I think, can I say that this is the first piece she ever made? That's a sweater?
Didn't she do kids stuff? I mean, she's amazing. Anything she does, God bless her. She's very determined.
I think this is the first thing. Well, I don't know. It definitely is the first thing she ever made for herself. I don't think she's made anything for the girls.
Oh, maybe I'm getting confused because
she's
working on the boxy.
She's done blankets. She's working on and her boxy is now about 13, 14 inches.
She's so excited.
So she's getting there. And she also has something else picked out that she wants to do. So anyway, give Emily a little...
shout out.
A little shout out, right?
Way to go, Em.
There you go. And here it is.
Okay.
So that's it for those FOs. Do you have any other FOs?
No.
Okay.
I'm surprised I do. People always say, how do you keep track of your knitting? It's funny because I did an Insta story and I posted, I do these little progress, this is a progress marker, a safety pin. And I just do little goals for myself, whatever it is.
Well, it makes you feel good. Yes, it does. It does.
On your Lavalake,
as a matter of fact, right, I picked up my like a cloud. So I said, okay, I'm going to do like a row or 2 a day.
Wow, you're really finishing up all of your...
that has a long ways to go. But anyway, it's always nice because you know that if I do 2 rows a day, what am I doing?
2 rows or a sequence?
No.
4 rows.
No, 2 rows a day.
Pam.
Dina, I don't have time
4.
to do more than 2 rows a day.
4.
2 rows a day. Anyway, if I put that marker there, I can see how much I've done at the end of a week.
Okay.
If
Actually,
it was just sitting,
week,
if it was just
it's
14
really
rows
yeah,
and it's 2 repeats.
Yeah, that's not bad.
16 rows is 2 repeats, so.
That's not bad, okay.
It's not bad. But anyway, you're talking about the progress marker. That's why I like to see. And I told Emily the same thing, and she did the same thing, because especially in the boxing and the round.
It's hard to see your
progress. My God, it's hard to see your
It's
progress.
endless, yeah.
So it always makes me feel good.
It's like a little game.
Exactly.
It's like, yes.
Exactly. So that's what I do.
Okay, whips. So do you want to whip it out?
What do I have? Let me see.
Should I start with one of mine?
Yeah, start with one of yours while I get mine.
Actually,
what do you have?
I don't think I have anything here.
Hmm.
Anything that I can show.
I just
actually,
dropped
I do.
My phone.
I guess we're not as prepared as we thought we were.
Too much to show. This is, well, speaking of like a cloud, let's just say basic. This is my like a cloud, which I think I've shown before, but of course I want to show you my progress keeper. I think I'm in the middle of a row, unfortunately, which of course I am. Look at that. Look at that, Dina. Where's the shoulders? Here's the shoulder.
Okay, you talk.
Anyway, it uses the Shibui, Silk Cloud, and Cima held together. And it's a great cardigan. I don't think there's any finishing on this cardigan.
Except for weaving in ends.
Except for weaving in ends.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, so you have to love it for that reason alone. And I'm going to show you, as soon as Dina picks up my stitches.
Sorry.
That's okay. No, you're doing me a favor. I will show you my progress keeper.
Is it on my side?
I don't think so. I think this is the back. Did you get them?
I did.
Fabulous.
You can change the directions of the stitches.
Yeah, that's fine. That is fine.
Okay.
And there's my progress. So here are the shoulders, right?
So is this since when you picked it up?
Yeah.
Like originally?
Here.
So you've been doing 2 rounds or 2
rows a day.
Wow, you've been busy.
I mean, that's not that many days. And I didn't do it the past 3 days. So.
Forgot how pretty your colorway is.
It's tar. My colorway is tar.
I did blue.
Isn't that pretty? But yours is lovely.
Yeah.
It's dark navy.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that pretty? I have
gorgeous.
to get it done. So I think I believe...
You're going to have 2 jackets ready for fall.
When I picked it up, I had to do another 10 inches maybe.
Okay.
Because I think it had to be 13 inches plus from the
ribbing,
armhole. And then there's like a ribbing. And then the sleeves. God help me.
And that's by Hohi Locatelli, right?
Yes, yeah. You know, the things that are always the... I'm not saying boring. It's not a boring knit. But it's it's an 8-row pattern. And 1 row encompasses the 2 fronts and the back.
You can commit the pattern to
memory.
You
can commit the pattern.
Sure.
Yeah. So
it becomes social knitting, which is kind of nice.
I feel, and you mean yours is done, so you tell me, I think it's just a great piece to wear.
I love it.
It's light.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a great piece to wear. So, anyway.
Light as a feather. I think I might even make
like a cloud.
I would make another one. I actually recommended one.
Squishy. Remember we used Squishy for it too?
Who did? Did Barbara do it on
Barbara made it in Squishy.
Yeah,
and then someone made it in. No, I'm pointing back there because it's there.
It moved.
The
moved. Road to China Light.
Road to China Light.
Fabulous.
Yeah. That's another. It's a sport weight yarn, right?
I did get a haircut. But it's like in my face.
I need a cut.
Okay. So now that I have these 2 things done, I'm working on my V-back tee. I did not make much progress.
But you're not doing the DK.
I'm not doing the DK. I'm just showing you what it looks like.
Right. The designer of, well, we had picked our colors for the V-back, and we hadn't started it yet, or Dina had started hers, and she just came out this past week or so.
My pattern is a mess.
With a V-back and a DK weight. The original one was done in fingering weight, which is what Dina's showing you now.
So it's a cute little top. You can wear it V-neck in the front, V-neck in the back, round neck in the front. I like the V-neck version because I find that V is very flattering.
It's a very flattering.
Yeah,
look.
look.
Mm.
But it's also pretty when it scoops around.
And did you say you could wear it either way?
You can wear it either way.
You can wear the round in the front or the V in the front, so it's reversible.
So I didn't get too far, but I did
What do you
make a little
take your
progress.
colors out?
I am using Tiger Lily.
And this is from Asylum Fibers, right?
Yeah. Sorry, my colors kind of got messed up.
Which is what you started with, right?
Yes. And then I'm going to fade into, oh, they're coming apart, Pink Sky. It's crazy how we know these colors by heart already.
Mm-hmm.
And then Forbidden.
So which is your middle color going to be?
I'm going to go in light to dark. Wait, you're on an angle. Go forward. There you go. Okay, so Tiger Lily, Pink Sky, and Forbidden.
Okay. Now, I have picked colors for mine as well, but I haven't started it. I'm sorry, Dina.
No, you're fine. There it is.
How pretty is that?
So hopefully, I'm going to take this away with me.
You can
I'm
do
going to
it.
try not to
You
take
should
anything new.
Take some.
Oh, I am taking something new.
What do you take? I know what she's taking. What do you take?
I'll tell you in a second.
I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it. Here you go.
Thank you.
And of course, the inside of Dinah's project bag matches her project. So, and what bag is that?
This is the Stitch and Hustle, cute little walking project bag.
Yep, it's got
I'm
two
taking
pockets
this
in
away
the
with
front.
me. Yes, because I will be able to walk.
There you go. I'm talking about walk and knit. I mean, I was gone for 3 days. I did nothing. I didn't do any knitting. I just
Really?
didn't have. There wasn't a lot of time. And then when you sit down and you take it out and you're doing, the
You
decreases.
did a live. You guys were knitting.
She was
crocheting. When you got off the phone, you didn't start
Yesterday
knitting?
was a day of negative. And, one step forward, 3 steps back. I think I knit the last sleeve on this about 3 times. But that's my MO.
That's frustrating. I knit the sleeve on this twice.
Yeah. So.
And read the instructions, you guys. That's all I could say. I ended up knitting the whole sleeve.
Well, did you read the directions?
I read I picked up the stitches, joined in the round, and I just thought I had to knit for 2 3/4 inches. But there were decreases, and I didn't read ahead until I needed to change my needle. And I said, frog it.
Rivet.
Right.
I have not made much progress on this. I've made progress since the last time I showed it, but not since. I hope it's on the needle.
I'm just laughing because of your dilemma with the needles.
Oh,
I see all these needles coming out of her bag.
I am in needle hell right now. The project is absolutely lovely.
This is Lavalake.
Lavalake. Love it, from Stephen West. It's a five color fingering weight shawl. It's a V, a deep V. I don't have the pattern to show you. It's on my phone, but that's okay.
Okay. It goes from point
to and it fades. It goes from the fade to the darkest color, and the darkest color out to the lightest color. So you've got this nice dark fading out when it's done.
Right.
I don't have my other colors with me. This is my next color, which you'll see.
Nice.
I'll fade from that into like a kind of speckled
pink color.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty.
And my dilemma is I began the project on my short signatures, which was lovely. But then I got a lot of needles on it, so I switched to a Chow circular. But then I noticed that I didn't like the way my stitches looked. I felt they looked too sloppy. It's not a tight knit. It's not meant to be tight, but I just didn't like the way they looked. Then I went to a long straight because I felt that it was better on the straights. I find that sometimes my gauge is better on the straights. But then that I didn't like because I really don't like long needles like that. So I went to my Indian Lake wooden circular set. And I'm really not liking that either on this. So my plan was going to be shove them back on this short needle.
You're not going to get to fit them all on there. I don't think anymore.
Well, I will also say that I've been doing this pink color, and I had an issue where I was done with the pink color, but when I looked down, I realized I'd made an error on my yarn overs. I put them on the wrong side. So I had to rip it out. I wasn't going to keep that. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just use this until I get through with the pink. I think I'm being too particular, actually.
I was just going to say that because in the whole scheme of things, when this is
Doesn't make
wrapped
a
around your
difference.
neck,
Doesn't
no
make
one's
a
going to notice if you're a smidgen off in your gauge.
Well, it doesn't. I mean,
Sorry.
the main thing is if you look at his video that he did, his gauge is loose. It's a loose gauge. It's not meant to be because you have an I-cord edge and stretch. Pull. You want it to stretch, right?
And it does.
Yeah. So.
But if this ridge in between, I don't know, if the gap between the ridges was a little bit elongated, it's not. So I think you have to just
let it go.
Let
Let
it go.
it go. Let it go.
Like the kids
As
say.
my kids would say. Anyway, so hopefully the next time you'll see some progress in this because I put this down so I could finish this. And but now I'm going to cast something else on too. So.
Well, you finished 2.
What did I finish?
Anchors and the Sunday.
Well, the Sunday. But I mean, I am not going to have Cloud done by the next time. And I'm not going to surely have Lavalake done either.
I'm not going to have anything done by the next time.
I have to decide what it is I can do.
Feedback Tea by Jamie Hoffman.
Right.
Okay.
So
I actually have to take very serious notes because we're doing an official podcast, which means I need to edit.
Zoom.
No, I have a lot of homework.
There you go.
Okay.
So so we have no more whips, right?
I mean, I have a test knit, which I don't think I'm going to show.
Right. Well, so she's doing a test knit.
Yes. I'm excited about that.
Right. Are you taking that on vacation?
Yes. I will take that on vacation to try and work up a little bit more on that.
Well, we certainly have a lot of projects that we can show them.
Yes. So let's talk about what's new.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about what's new in the shop.
What's new?
We just received a new delivery of Suburban Stitcher. What's new?
Suburban fingering.
Yes, and mohair.
Mm-hmm.
Was there slub in there as well?
I didn't see slub, no.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Interesting. Okay. So, some new colors. This one's called Sweet Pea, which is really pretty.
It's pretty.
That's gorgeous. Then we have Wisteria Lane back in stock.
Let's do this one
is
next.
A color that always
great color goes together.
Stunning. This is
you know what you could do
Starstruck.
with that? You could do the
Lavalake.
Lavalake.
Oh, you could do you could do the V-back tee. Oh my God!
This, of course, I guess
Chicory.
Oh, and there's another one here too.
That's Sea Smoke. That's
Sea Smoke, which is a lovely color. Look at that. It's like a bluish, grayish color, and
so this yarn has been really popular for so many things.
Oh, this is Suburban.
Yes. Sorry, we have a lot of Suburban in. So a lot of people have been doing...
Oh, wait, I have another one. Evangeline.
Yeah, Evangeline came back in. Miriam's going to be happy.
Yeah, that's Evangeline. Well, that again could go in with this. Look at that. You could still...
That's gorgeous.
Look at that.
Very pretty.
Pretty, pretty, pretty.
Okay, so some of the things that you can do. So these are her new colors that we just got in. The Sweet Pea and the Starstruck. Other colors, Chicory is actually new for us. And this sold out the day that it came in, River's Edge.
Is this gone now?
No.
Okay, we still have it.
We still have it. And then I have the paired mohair. So this would make a stunning rocket tee.
Correct.
You could pair this together to do Ranunculus.
Correct.
Pair this together to do Love Note, Weekender Light. The options are endless. Fingering weight,
With that shawl that I can never remember the name of.
Which one?
The shawl with the mohair. I keep wanting to call it. I want to call it the
Birds of a Feather.
Birds of a Feather. Mm-hmm. Thank you. This is the matching mohair for the Evangeline.
Stunning.
Which again, as Dina said, rocket tee.
All of them.
Any of them. And this is the matching mohair for the other one, which is called what? Starstruck. Look at that, guys.
Did you get the mohair to this, the Sweet Pea?
I'll go get it. You should have this.
Okay. This is Sea Smoke.
With the mohair.
And then we also have Slub. So this is the matching.
Oh, that's pretty. I love that chicory color.
The chicory color is great.
That's a great color.
And then if you wanted to do it with mohair, I have all 3 bases. So definitely check out all the bases online.
What color am I looking for?
Slub, Sweet Pea. There's Slub, Sock, and mohair. All interchangeable. You don't even have to if you don't want to use the same color. So, for example, this is Evangeline. You could pair mohair with chicory and get a different colorway.
Oh, that's pretty. That's a nice
stunning.
combo. I like that.
Right? It doesn't have to be tone on tone,
No,
although I ordered
all.
stuff to have tone on tone. Thank you. This color is just...
What is that, sweet pink?
This one is sweet. I love it.
Oh, I like that. That would be... Oh, that's gorgeous.
That is stunning.
That is gorgeous.
I think I have to make another rocket tee.
I know.
I really like mine.
And you can even make the rocket tee with one color.
Yeah, V-back tee.
I was thinking of doing that with, I have a yarn from Chelsea. When she was here doing a trunk show, I was thinking of doing that.
Absolutely.
I was just going to say another thing, too, and I can't think of what it was. Oh, it'll come back. I don't remember.
Do you want to show the other colors? They're under the Lino here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Let me put this pattern over here. These are the other colors here.
Let me just tell our podcast.
Oh, this is a pretty color. I don't think I saw this color, Diana.
That's Nudie Patootie.
Oh, Nudie Patootie. I love Nudie Patootie.
I know, it's a great color.
I have to do something with this. This is Nudie Patootie. Let's try to get close enough so that you can see. Look at the great speckles there. It's kind of blown out a little bit. But it has a very pale, kind of pinkish thing to it. And there it is. This is the matching mohair. Again, the possibilities are endless what you could do with this. This is a great colorway. The lights are blowing it out just a little bit. That's okay.
It's a movie.
That's okay. And this is the Nudie Patootie and the slub. So here you go. You have the three of them. I love this color. I don't think it's coming up as well.
Maybe if I go closer.
Right. Because it's very light, but it just has a hint of blush through it. It's pretty.
Super
I
pretty.
like that. And this, of course, remains like
predictability.
One of our. This is what you did. Your
my rocket tee is
rocket tee. It's the mohair, the slub, and the fingering.
Right now, Noreen shared that she didn't care for the mohair. She really didn't like knitting mohair singled.
Right.
So a lot of people have been buying the slub with the sock. They're both still fingering weight bases.
Or two different sock colors.
Or two different sock colors, exactly. But if you want it tonal, you can certainly use the slub and the sock.
Correct.
And that gives you great one. A tonal texture, but it doesn't give you the mohair.
Here's Happy Accident. And the fingering. And the sock. Not pretty.
I love her dye work.
Beautiful. And then here's another one. This is Cloud.
No, Cinder.
Cinder?
Mm-hmm.
See? Go ahead.
So this is like a gray, and it's got black flecks going through it. Very pretty.
I love this colorway, too.
Is that Oslo?
Demure.
Yep, that's beautiful.
I'm turning into a pink person.
This is unusual for you.
Demure.
You're coming into my camp.
Not the bright pinks, though, necessarily. The paler pinks.
The paler pinks, the blush.
Demure. Now, again, what were we talking about? We were talking about the V-back tee. We were talking about the Lavalake. Can you imagine if you took these pinks?
All of them.
And the Nudie Patootie, and you did something like that? I mean, my God, look at that for a Lavalake.
That would be stunning.
Gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
And here's another one.
So these are all up on the website.
Again, the possibilities are endless. What color is this?
Oslo.
Is that what you did your portage in?
No, I did Manhattan.
Oh, Manhattan. That was a colorway for us.
Yeah.
That
My mom did a sweater in Oslo.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. I love the Oslo.
I had originally bought the Oslo.
Oh, I like this one, too.
Yeah.
What is it? Boyfriend jeans. Slub mohair and sock. It's nice.
And then we have Hurricane. It's like her dark navy.
Oh my goodness, this is like never ending.
It's endless. That's a great
This
color.
is a pretty color, too. Oh, you can put this in that
This
fade.
reminds me of your colorway. This is called Petite, the one that you bought that went to her aunt's foundation.
Oh, yes, that I did my spring thing
Mm-hmm.
right? This is Peach Tea. Again, the three bases, slub, sock, and mohair. Isn't that gorgeous?
So pretty.
Oh, beautiful. Is there more?
And they're all interchangeable. The eggplant.
Oh, yeah, the eggplant. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and doily.
Oh, doily. That's another nice one. You want to do that for a sec?
This here's eggplant. So if you're not into, this is a great tonal if you're not into the speckles.
Correct.
And this is a very light tonal.
Doily.
I wouldn't say that's speckled, but it does have shading.
She does have shading.
Oh, my stomach is growling.
Yeah, there you go, like that.
Very pretty.
And so you can see Suburban is in the house.
She is
in the house.
I would certainly say so. Okay, I'm passing this back to you.
So if you're a fan of Diane's yarn,
we've got a lot of it.
We've got a lot of it for now, right?
Yes.
Everything changes very quickly. But it's here. So if you need to check some of your patterns in your queue and see what you can do with these yarns.
Sorry,
there's also something else that you could do with this. You were talking about it. That new pattern you printed out.
Which one? I printed so many.
From a friend. A Lavalake friend.
Oh, yes.
Could use this for that as well.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Well, first show them the pattern.
Okay, so Stephen West came out with a new pattern.
We're loving our Stephen.
I know.
This is a great piece.
West knits are the best knits.
I could see doing that piece too.
Oh my God. Okay.
Look.
So I think this dropped last night. It's called Parallelolamb.
I love that name. He must have a video. Does he have a video on it? Turn the other one.
I don't know.
Look at that, guys.
So it's a shawl.
Fingering weight.
Yep. 7 colors to knit this fingering weight blanket.
Is that what he calls it?
Yeah, shawl plus blanket. I love that. Each parallelogram is attached to the previous section, so there is no seaming required. This actually reminds me of my modular knit, the baby blanket that I designed.
Is that right?
Yeah. It reminds me exactly. Yeah.
But is it cockeyed like that?
No, mine isn't cockeyed. But
no, right.
Mine is more square, but it's the same concept.
That's great.
Oh my gosh, are there instructions on the back? No.
He uses 7 skeins, right? 7 different colors?
7 different colors.
What is his yardage on his?
So he's using the same base actually as Moondrake.
He is. He's using the linen.
So it's the Merino linen base.
But again, you don't have to use Merino linen.
No. It's 7 colors, and believe it or not, I was actually quite surprised as to how much yardage was actually used. Pretty much.
What does he say here?
It's right in the beginning. My pages are all out of black now. For most of the colors, it's over 300 yards, so it's definitely closer to the full skein. So color A, 380. Color B, 390. They're all over 300. 320, 330. So you really do need a skein.
Well, but I think you can notice if you happen to have a skein that's a 400-yard skein, it doesn't have to go over 400 yards.
Well, for example, Suburban Stitcher is 460 yards.
Right.
So if you're doing all Suburban Stitcher, you don't have to have the full skein if you have any leftovers. Some people have made the Rocket Tee. We're certainly seeing a lot of them come up.
Right.
Also, Asylum Fibers, same yardage.
It's also a great project. You could have a few skeins of fingering weight at home, and that you might have to just add 1 or 2 or 3 skeins to it to come up with a complement.
I'm loving this.
Notice it's not a fade. It's not necessarily a fade.
No, and I think you need contrast.
Right.
Contrast is going to be important here.
And I'm sure if you went on to his Ravelry page, he probably has, there are probably some other projects posted.
Definitely. But this is it. Wrapped around his neck, just so you have an idea.
Well, let's just schlank it.
Yes, I love it. I love that.
Dina, we're going to have to make this. We're going to have to make. I wonder if you could use minis.
I mean, you can.
You can't.
You can, but it would just be
you
endless.
Wouldn't have enough
It'd be
yardage.
like a patchwork.
You wouldn't have enough yardage. Yeah.
Wouldn't be a color story. Let's put it that way. But you could make it a scrap parallelolamb.
Yeah, you could.
You could.
Why not?
If you have there's no reason why you can't stash dive.
Right.
So, yeah, this is a good one.
And again, especially you might have had a skein that had 463 yards and you didn't use much of it. And there are colors there that are 320.
Well,
320 yards.
In the very beginning, for example, you see the little square, the rectangle. These little sections don't take too much.
Plus, you don't have to repeat it again.
Exactly.
Like you could put a color in the center. Yeah.
Great stash dive project.
So anyway, when we're bringing up all these Suburban socks, you might want to get some of these to add to something that you can make your own schlanket.
Schlanket.
Don't know. I love that name.
Okay.
Parallelolamb. I just love his names.
Okay.
What's next?
So what's new? We've covered Suburban. Let's cover. Why don't we talk about
what's new in the shop? You mean?
Well,
No.
let's cover your top.
Oh, this, yeah. I made this last year, and it's called the Arisu, Arisu, by Svetlana. I have to look her up on my phone. Svetlana, whatever. It's on my project page.
I'll write it down in the down bar.
So you can go to my project page. All the information is in the Pam Sap project page. And I used, to knit this, it was a great knit. I used Artful Belle yarn from Artful, which is 387 yards. I used 3 skeins. I think the most you would need is 3 skeins. It goes from double extra small to double X large. And its gauge is, now I will say it's a 21 stitch gauge. She says she uses sport weight. We used Belle because Belle plumps when you knit with it.
Definitely. It's not a thin,
right?
Necessarily thin like some of your other
fingering weight yarns.
Correct.
Yeah. So I got gauge using the fingering weight yarn. Now I will also tell you that there was someone who used a yarn that did knit at 21 stitches, and we felt it was too thick. So I think, you're better off, even though you might have a yarn that you could knit at 21 stitches, you're better off going a little thinner.
Yeah, we
and
spoke
gauging
about
up
the drape.
on it, right? Because you have nice drape with it. So here, Diane, I'm just gonna. Here are some.
Show some of the colors.
Yeah, these are just some of the color choices from Belle. These are all on the website.
Yes, here I'll go through them.
Okay.
This is Mantra.
That's
pretty speckled.
Mm-hmm.
Claire de Lune. Pretty gray. And then we have Scarlet. Sunflower. Pigeon. I like the speckles.
Mm-hmm.
Stardust. Fjord. Teddy bear are just a few. So you can check your sizing.
Right.
Quantities again.
Another good yarn they could use too would be Squishy from Inzula.
Oh, lovely.
Because that plumps up as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wouldn't recommend using yarn that's just a 21 stitch gauge, because then you're not going to get
I think it'll be too dense.
That's you're going to get with this. It's got the nice little lace detail. It was knit this was knit from the bottom up.
Was it in the round?
Yes. It was not from the top down, bottom up.
Yeah, some people are intimidated with the top down.
Right.
So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, that was an easy one. That
mm-hmm.
wasn't a hard one. So that's another nice summer top that you might want to think about.
Yes. We're into our summer teas right now. Yeah. Okay. So that's I'll look it up, Svetlana.
I have her on my phone. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Svetlana.
So what else can we talk about? I was lucky this past week. I caught an Insta Live with Dragon Horde Yarn.
Oh, I love her.
Tristan was on, and she had Afifa, a designer that I've never met.
Oh, is that where you saw that?
Yes. And I was intrigued by the colorwork sweater that she had. And I have to share it. I just downloaded the pattern.
So Afifa is a designer.
She's the designer. And it's called Mad BT. And this is her sweater. And it's super cute. She's got like a chain stitch going in through here. There's color work, but there's no stranded knitting. So you have a color work sweater, and it's just done with knit and slip.
And is it DK weight?
DK weight yarn.
How many colors?
Great for stash diving. It's 4 colors, excuse me. For some of the colors, when you buy the pattern, the contrast colors, you don't necessarily need a full skein at all.
Yeah.
Depending on size, they vary.
Color 1, color. Oh yeah, look at that. Like color 2.
Color 2 and 4, for example, it starts at 35 yards for size 32 chest and goes up to 185 for 74-inch chest. So,
but even if you go up to size 54, it's like 100 yards. Yeah.
So that's only half a skein. Same with color 4. So to the colors, if you only have half skeins and some of your DK weights, you could stash dive for this. So this is great. So that's the sweater there. It's called Mad BT. And I will post some of these kits on Instagram. I haven't shared them yet. But do you want to help me share?
Sure, absolutely. Is this the first color?
Yeah, I think I doubled up on that color. It might have fallen. So that's one kit.
And this yarn is Malabrigo. It's Rios. And so this is a kit. Now you're putting them up, you said, correct?
Yes, I can put them up on the website. It's just hard because of sizing.
Right, that makes it difficult.
So it really makes it very difficult.
You could also call the shop.
Yeah, I would say call the shop.
That's a pretty one, too. Look at that one.
One other colorway. And then you could pick, I don't know if you could tell here from the picture, but there's this pretty chain stitch that kind of pops. So you can pick, for example, do you want the gold to pop? Do you want the pink to pop?
How many colors? There are 4 colors, right?
4 colors.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So that's another option. And then just a third, just as another teaser.
That's pretty.
This is kind of similar to hers.
Color is cowboy.
Cowboy, yeah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's got the gold pop.
Yes.
With the neutral.
And it's got the pink.
Look at that, guys.
There you go.
That's pretty. Very nice.
So that's Afifa, a new designer that I've
inspiration. Just
never
giving you
heard
some
of.
inspiration.
So I thought I'd share.
Very nice.
So thank you, Tristan, for
they could even do
posting. Oh, right. We didn't talk about the Sorrel.
Fingering.
Okay, so now we have some patterns to share. The Sorrel sweater, 3 skeins,
Fingering.
4 skeins of fingering weight yarn, depending on your size. So check the pattern. I think you can actually fade that, but I think it's shown.
It's shown as one
symbol.
color, correct. Yeah. It's lovely.
This is the Weekender Light, which you can do. A sweater that drops by Andrea Mowry. Takes 1 skein of fingering weight and a mohair, or fingering and a slub, depending on what you want.
You could do whatever you want. Oh, could you do fingering by itself?
I don't know. I think it was a DK weight.
Is it? I thought it was fingering.
They're knitting it at 6 stitches to the inch, yeah.
You could do that with fingering.
5.5 to 6. Yeah, if you want it loose, definitely.
Listen, I knit my fingering my Belle at 21.
So 24 would be
I guess
easy.
it depends on the yarn, too. It depends on the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Certain yarns you wouldn't do that with.
Do you have the Lino by you? No,
I do have the Lino. Oh, you did. You stole it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you want to move some of these?
Sure.
Okay, so we're super excited. You may have seen my Instagram feed this week. A local designer who's very dear to us, Joan Forgione, otherwise known as Paper Moon Knits, dropped this pattern. It's called Enracine, which is really gorgeous. It's available on Ravelry. It's available on her website. She designed this during the COVID. She bought this yarn during our yarn crawl, so it's extra special to me because she bought the color here.
Absolutely.
So that's fun. I'll start by showing it. It's this raspberry color. Super pretty.
Is that the color she knitted in?
It is the color that she knitted in.
Nice.
And then, do you want to show some of the others?
Absolutely.
Pam will show you the colors.
You can do your basic black and white, of course. Your neutral colors, but there are also some lovely colors like this gold. And again, Lino's online, right, Dina?
Lino's available online. And if you don't see, a color is sold out, this is a yarn that's available through Barocco, and they're willing to drop ship. So you can just call me at the shop, and I'll be happy to.
This is like a mauve, and this is kind of a tealy blue. It's pretty, right?
We'll be happy to drop ship.
Then we have a darker blue, like a navy. Pretty. These two colors kind of go together. One's a dustier shade of lavender, and the other is a little bit, it's really coming up a little too bright, but this is probably,
it's a true color.
Is better. Farther away is better, yeah. And then we have a nice olive green. It's pretty. And a beige.
Like a wheat color.
Like a brick red, kind of.
Yeah.
And our basic are they the same color?
No.
No, 2 grays. We have 2 grays. Look at that.
One's like a raisin and the other
one's like a raisin. I love that raisin color.
Yeah.
I think I did my Duchesne in that color, actually. So just a few colors to choose from. The Lino is a lovely yarn to knit with.
Yeah, it was very popular for the Duchesne.
Right.
Did you mention that before?
Yeah, well, I did that raisin color in my Duchesne. But it's a great yarn.
Has beautiful drapes.
Yep.
She actually says that it's a linen summer top, lacy and slightly cropped. With simple construction, it's easy to knit and easy to wear. The pullover is completely customizable, not only in length, but also with mix and match sleeves, giving you options for the perfect fit.
There you go.
And on a side note, I just want to share, in solidarity for the month of June, 50% of all Paper Moon Knits Ravelry patterns sales will be donated to 2 institutions which are in the business of education. HBCU Foundation, which supports historically black colleges and universities, and the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture, which works to teach people about historic and current issues Americans should know and be concerned
It's
about.
very nice.
So that was very sweet, and I just wanted to share that with all of you. So head over to Paper Moon Knits. Follow her if you don't follow her already.
Yeah, she's had a couple of designs come out.
Yeah,
recently,
she actually has
hasn't she?
another new one, which I haven't printed yet, but
It's
I will.
cool. I can't remember what it's called now.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Also yarn that she bought here
But-
during Yarn Call.
Is that on Ravelry yet? It is. Okay, so then if they go look her up, they'll see it, right?
Yeah. Okay, so that's Enracine from Paper Moon Knits. Go ahead.
And I would love to pass this on now. It's from Jodi Brown, one of the grocery girls. It's called the Slipped Rib Hat. And I believe she uses a DK weight yarn and a mohair or a sari. If you're using a silk mohair, she doubles it. And if you're using a sari, you don't need to double it. And the possibilities are endless. The color possibilities. I pulled some. Oh, I've got Stephen over here. I pulled some. Again, let me see what size needles she's using. Where are the materials? Materials, yarn needles. She's using a 5 and a 7. So that's pretty basic. And you could use any DK weight yarn. And I think she's even coming out with some other patterns where she's reversing the mohair.
Sorry, guys, I'm taking notes.
That's okay. I'm going to show a couple of things. And just a couple here.
Pam's been very busy making some pairings
Wow,
for you
they're
guys.
They're really not all paired as well as they should be. Hey, look at this one, Dina. But that's too
busy.
It's too much the same. Okay.
But that would be great with the solid.
It would be
like
good with the
black.
solid. Here, take the gray or the black. Go ahead.
Let's do, I like the pop.
I know. I think that's great too.
So this would be a fabulous combination.
I thought I turned it off. I'm sorry. Why is it making noise?
So DK weight, Ultra Truth, and black. And then you have the Surrey from Forbidden Fiber Company. That would make a fabulous hat.
Correct. And then
So I think you don't have to go for high contrast at all.
could do
But
something
it's certainly,
like this.
that's beautiful.
This is the Ultra Truth alpaca with the Surrey. This is Surrey, right?
Yeah, Surrey Silk by Wilmette Bear.
Right. And that would make it. So I really think you do need the contrast.
It looks good with contrast.
I mean, there's this one.
Where's the L? Call me L.
That's what I'm looking for. Hold on. This is not bad. Contrast,
So-
but
This is more subtle, and there's nothing wrong with subtlety. Okay, there you go.
how about this one? Is this the one we were looking for?
Yes,
You could do that with.
this one.
Okay.
That's stunning.
Isn't that gorgeous?
That's gorgeous.
I mean,
That has my name all over it.
It's crazy, the possibilities. It really is.
How's that going to look with gray hair?
Oh, stop. You look fine. You could do this with the
Gonna have to
black
grow
as
my
well.
hair.
You could do that with the
That's
black as well.
stunning.
That's pretty too, right?
Classic. Mm-hmm.
Or you could go into, I'm going to show you now some colors. And
I like this one.
Which one?
Spun Cloud with this.
That's
The one
nice.
right
I
there.
like that. You could do. That
Can you
could
get
put
me
that
the
with black,
Asylum
too.
Surreys?
Sure.
All of them? Because these pops look sick together with Spun Right Round.
Yeah.
So there's Brick House. I mean, Bad Girl.
Oh, look at that. That's a good one.
You could do this. I mean, oops, I can't. Here you go. House Dolls.
House of Dolls, right? I mean, you could even take a Rios plain and stick it
Anything.
with something like this. So, I mean, you could do anything.
You ready?
Go ahead. Like that one.
That's fun.
Now, remember, you can also take a color like this, like put that one, that yellow one. It's got a little bit of that color.
You can actually double mohair.
You can double this.
Oh, that's gorgeous, Pam.
Yeah.
That looks better with the teal because of the pop.
Yeah, that's how she initially wrote it. But again, the possibilities are endless. And I think if you follow her on Ravelry...
She wrote it double mohair?
She wrote...
Double
if you use Silk Cloud, it's doubled. If you use Surrey, it's singled. Correct.
What was the pattern originally written with?
That's the way she first promoted it, was with the Silk Cloud.
Silk Cloud? I'm just looking at this color.
Look at that one. You could do that as well.
That's a little too busy for me.
Well,
not loving it.
Possibility. Hey, listen, if you like this, if this makes you happy.
Yeah, it doesn't have to scream.
It doesn't have to scream. So the possibilities are endless. Suffice it to say. What is this one with this one? Is that too similar? See,
no, that's pretty.
Like that. I like that.
I don't think it has to be high contrast.
Anyway, again, you may have at home one skein of mohair that was an extra leftover from some. That's pretty too. That was left over from something. So I am dying to knit this thing.
We're going to have to make pairings.
Now, I also have, for my Sunday cardigan, the Alpakka linen left over.
Last time, yeah.
And which is similar to Surrey. So maybe I could put that in. It's gray, though, so I'd have to pick something interesting for the... That would be lovely. Yeah, that would be nice. Wouldn't that be nice with gray? Is it too matchy-matchy?
No, it's subtle.
I mean...
You don't have to... It doesn't have to scream.
It's lovely. Anyway, any of the possibilities are endless. Yes, endless.
Okay. We're surrounded by yarn.
We're surrounded. It's like a mountain of yarn, right?
Yes.
And what else do we have, Dina?
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to share the pictures. There's a new designer that reached out to me, and she asked me to promote her new releases. Her name is called Fierce Hook. It's a crocheter. You can follow her on Instagram. I asked her a couple of questions because I don't know that much about her. She has 2 patterns which are going to be launching, and I will be promoting kits for each of them. One is called Whispered Wish, which is a striped shawl, circular. It's got mohair and fingering weight.
Nice.
And the second one is a triangle called Afternoon with Monet, and it's 2 different colors.
What's the first one called?
Whispered Wish.
Whispered Wish. That's nice. What's her name again?
Fierce Hook is her Instagram handle. She's been crocheting since 2003.
She's a crochet. I was going to ask you, is she a crocheter?
She's a crocheter. So can we pan into crochet now?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll segue.
Segue into crochet.
Into crochet. Okay.
I didn't realize that she was a crocheter. Ready to go.
She wanted to find something new to do on her morning commute from New Jersey to New York City.
Is that what she
studied? She studied fashion and worked in the New York City garment district.
Oh, that's nice.
She started designing in 2010 when she was selling finished products because it was easier than looking for patterns with open permission at the time. So, her inspiration for designing the shawls, and most of her designs now come from wanting to take what I've learned about shaping and designing in knitting and find ways to apply them to the elements of crochet. So that's kind of neat.
That's
so
nice.
What she did is she took knitted patterns and tried to adapt it,
which I'm sure many crocheters appreciate, because sometimes I know they feel that there aren't enough crochet patterns.
She says when she crochets and when she's designing, she likes the challenge of creating something new, as well as seeing her patterns come to life by the customers who make them.
Oh, absolutely. That's got to be the best.
So that's got to be great. So look for her, Fierce Hook, on Instagram.
When are they coming out?
Her name is Nicole Bagner. Excuse me, Nicole. I didn't mean to.
And that's what she's on. Oh, she's on as Fierce Hook, though, right?
Fierce Hook.
I like that name.
I think this is the Whispered Wish.
That's cute.
Can you see it?
Yeah, that's nice.
Circular. There's a little bit of a glare.
That's
Maybe
fine.
You could. No.
It's coming washed out.
And let's see if I could show you the other one. Does she have the other one here?
Your screen is so clean.
I don't have a picture of the other one.
Probably be on Ravelry.
I have it here. Here's Afternoon with Monet. So for crocheters, 2 beautiful patterns.
It's nice.
Fierce Hook
Does
on
she use
Instagram.
fingering weight yarn?
Fingering weight.
Oh, nice.
And
Again, we got plenty of fingering weight.
Helping to promote her. And if any of you know any designers who would like to be promoted or to collaborate with me, please give a shout out. I sent an Instagram message also for indie dyers. We're excited to be working with a few new ones coming up. Make recommendations. Email me. Excited.
Looking for something new, right?
Always looking for something new.
I am looking for that crochet pattern. I don't know where it is.
Well, I found this one.
No, that's
it is crocheted.
Is it crochet?
Yep, it's called the Sea Lace Top. So this is a free download on Ravelry. It's called the Sea Lace Top, and I believe it's worked top down, and I thought it was very pretty, very feminine, and you don't necessarily have to knit a top. You could crochet it.
There you go.
I did notice in some of the projects.
I didn't realize that was crocheted.
Yes.
Nice.
What did I want to say? Hold on a moment. I didn't check to see size inclusivity, size and gauge. Small fits about a bust 33, 2 base pattern repetitions. I guess you can modify it if you want to make it larger. You just add more repeats. I did want to share that most of the women that were wearing it on the finished project pages did have something underneath.
So it was a bit see-through.
It was sheer, yes. So that's just something to keep in mind. The lace work here is see-through.
And continuing with crochet, this was just recommended to me yesterday, but it looks very interesting. I may have to do this. It's called the Rye Bread Cardigan by Linda, I'm not going to say that right, Skudja, and it uses, she uses fingering weight yarn doubled, but there are people who are using a DK weight yarn to do this, and that's probably what I would do. I would just go into a DK weight yarn and do it. One of the suggestions is Rios from Malabrigo, which uses a size small, used 7 skeins. I don't know if it was the medium or large, used 8+ skeins. So in that area, because crocheting does use more yarn. So we just pulled a few colorways of, how many sizes are there, Dina?
I was just
right
checking.
there.
It goes from extra small, medium to large, extra large. I guess
it's
two sizes.
2 sizes, right?
Yeah.
Extra small, medium, and yeah.
It's got generous ease.
So then if one person on a small used 7 and the other person did a large, she used 8.5. So in that area.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, of Malabrigo. And Malabrigo is about 210 yards. So if you did the math, it's like about almost 18.
18 to 2,100 yards.
Right. So again, we've just pulled a few colorways.
You want to say them? Primavera.
Yeah. That's a pretty color.
I think I like the variegated for this project.
Magenta.
I think the color
you can
adds...
say that better than I.
Piedras.
Thank you, Dina.
You're welcome. I love this colorway.
This way.
Rios has great colors.
They do. Now there are some solids. Cosmos.
Not like the melon or something.
Yeah, melon. I have both
melon.
of them. This is apple blossom.
So this is actually coming up very washed out.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe if I pull it back. No.
I think that. Yeah, but I think you see this is coming more melon. You can see, and mine is apple blossom. See, if I go up close, it's really not. That's better. You can see the difference between the two.
Now that's good.
Yeah, you can see the difference between the two. Of course, there's good old natural. Who doesn't need a natural?
That's actually not bad either.
It's not a bad idea, right?
No.
And I think that's what I called
these two.
Well, that's magenta, I think.
No, this one is hollyhock.
Hollyhock. Oh,
and this one I think is pearl.
This is archangel. I'm not sure if we have all the archangel, but
anyway,
we do have some other colors that we just got into. The more basic, the grays and the
Pearl 10,
Plumo.
Right. Definitely.
So anyway,
for the fall.
So if you're a crocheter, again, the Rios is online, so you can go online and you can check out the colors that are available,
or call the shop.
Mm-hmm. But again, why not crochet? It almost reminded me of it's a cardigan, but like a boxy cardigan.
I love it. And are those baubles in the front?
Looks like there's some kind of
there's a textured stitch right
stitch
there.
coming up, right?
I like it.
It's nice.
Very cool.
Love it.
Thank you, Erin, for sharing.
Sharing is caring.
That's right.
Sharing with your fiber friends, right?
Yes.
Why not? I don't know if there are any other patterns. You know better than I probably.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think that we've covered everything that we wanted to cover.
I think that's it.
That was a lot.
It was a lot. We only did it
drained.
an hour and 10 minutes. That's pretty good. Did we talk too fast?
Pam is actually anxious to get out.
No.
Katie's here. What? Share.
My daughter and her friend are here, and they're with the grandkids. I don't know what they're doing, but we're going to find out.
She's having a family day, so she needs to get out of here.
Well, everybody is leaving next week. Dinah's leaving. My daughter is leaving. So
you just left and you just came back.
Plenty of time to.
She's going to knit like a fiend.
I always say that, but something always happens.
She's on a Zoom call. She's on a happy hour. Correct. She's meeting someone in the park.
Exactly. You got to do what you got to do. That was fun though. We did that recently.
We did.
We had a cocktail in the park.
That was fun.
To go.
You did.
Oh, I didn't do that with you.
No, I got the idea from you, and I
maybe
did that with
before you go on vacation, we'll do it.
We should. We need Van Ray in.
Don't you think
we need Vanessa in on the mix?
Whoever we can get, right?
Anyone's welcome. We should have a party in the park.
Well, I hope everyone's been crocheting or knitting or crafting or doing something. Maybe you have projects. What have you been working on? I don't know.
Do we have any questions for our viewers? How about you guys ask us a question?
Ask us a question. Yeah.
How's that?
We'll be forthcoming. I don't know if I'm that interesting. That could be anything.
I know, right? What you could possibly want to know.
I can't imagine what you want to know. But
yeah, why don't you ask us a question for a change?
Exactly.
And then maybe we could answer some of them on the next podcast.
Or you could guess, how long have Dina and I known each other? I don't even know the answer to that. I have to figure it out.
I'm really excited to go away.
You should be excited to go away.
I mean, we're not really...
Relax. Going away.
Going away is we're driving to another state.
Right. Well, but I think that's what everybody's doing now.
Yeah.
We're not flying. You're very lucky the state you're going to, because there are quarantines coming back from other states into New York.
I heard that with Florida.
Well, it's more than Florida.
Really?
Yes. So you I know where you're going. You should just check and see. It's not your state's not on it yet.
Oh no! Yet. Can you imagine?
Well, you're going to have to, because that means it means when you come home, you can't go anywhere for 2 weeks. It's North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Texas, blah, blah,
Danielle's
blah.
Planning on going to North Carolina.
I wouldn't be sending her to North Carolina.
She's rented an Airbnb for the month of August.
No. We were going to do that last week. We were looking at an Airbnb in the Outer Banks, and everything is booked. It's going to be a problem. No, well, it's not really a problem for her, because if she goes to to wherever she's going, North Carolina for a month, and then she comes home, she'd have to work from home.
She's working from home anyway.
But she couldn't go out. She can't go out. She has to stay home. She has to quarantine for 2 weeks. That's not until August. Maybe it'll be lifted by August. But just so it's funny because everything in the Outer Banks.
Well, you know what it is
booked. It's booked.
Oh, you were going to go to the Outer Banks.
Well, I was looking for a week to go with the kids somewhere. We looked up at Woodlock, and Woodlock was forget about it. I could go to Europe for the price of going to Woodlock.
Really?
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. So then I said, well, we used to go to the Outer Banks all the time with my mom, and it's just a great vacation. And everything is booked. And the thing with the Outer Banks is usually as you go into August, it's not as bad because then hurricane season starts. So the prices go down a little bit because you never know, you could have a hurricane.
Right.
It's a chance you take, But, I've been there before in August. But you can't even get in August.
That's crazy. Wait, so now this is going to be interesting because what they did is they rented the house for a month, and I think they're having different friends come in. So those friends that come in actually have to be careful if they go back to work.
Well, you have to be very careful about, who's coming from where and all that stuff. But that's something relatively new. It just started, I think, within the time I was away because we were talking about that.
I may need to revisit my reopening plan.
Well, it depends. I mean, for you, where you're going, you're okay.
Right, but when we come back, I'm wondering, is New York going to have a spike? I'm getting so nervous.
Well, the reason they're doing this is so that New York doesn't get a spike.
Right. Right. We've been so strict.
That if you go somewhere, but
really
if you go somewhere and they're having an increase, New York is saying, we don't want you to spread that. Stay quarantined for 2 weeks.
Which is smart.
So that's why. But where you're going is not one of those states yet.
Cleansing breath.
Listen.
As long as I have my knitting.
It's a small thing.
As long as I have my knitting.
No, it's a small
crochet.
Thing.
As long as I have my yarn.
Exactly.
The kids are like, we asked the kids, are you excited? We're all going away. We're
What they say?
Well, Jake, of course, is like, I hope I'm not going to be bored. I'm like, bored? I'm
is
like,
that what he
play
said?
Board games.
Is that what we did? That we did that every night in Pennsylvania. We played.
Any good new games?
Yes. What was that?
Monopoly deal?
No. Monarch or something like that. It's where you get 10 cards, and out of the 10 that they give
Playing cards, or is it
they're cards that have like it could be Princess Di, and it gives you a little blurb about Princess Di. You have to pick 5 of the 10 cards that you're going to play. So everybody puts in 5 cards, and then there are 3 rounds. In the first round, you have your team, your partner, and you have to describe to them, without, of course, using the name of what it is, and they have to try to guess it. But some of them are very obscure.
Okay.
Second round, you have to act it out. The third round, you can only use 1 word.
Oh, boy.
But you keep using the same card. So hopefully, you'll say, oh, I remember what that was.
Oh, so you're going around, and by clue number 3, you're hoping to get the answer?
But again, like
there
might be 2 teams. So I'm going through the cards trying to get you to say as many, and you have 60 seconds, too, to say as many of them as you can. And then I take the cards that are still open that nobody has guessed, and I hand it to the other team, and they try to get their team members within 60 seconds to say as many. Answer. And each card has a value, 1, 2, 3, or 4 points.
Is it answers like in...
it's crazy things. It's like Jackson Pollock, a painter. It'll tell you who he is. It might be the Lindbergh baby.
Yeah, what if you don't know who...
there's Pokemon characters. I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. So that's where it gets interesting, though, because then you have to act it out.
Right.
There was one... there was the woman who spilled coffee on herself at McDonald's. So how do you... I can describe that to you. I can say 1 word, coffee, for the last round, but how do you act that out? And that's when it gets to be fun.
Well, it's like
charades. That's what I get. Yeah. And then we played a game yesterday that I'd never heard called Tick Tock Boom, which is, it gives you like 2 or 3 word letter endings or combinations. And if it's tick, you have to put those letters in the word has to begin with it. If it's tock, they have to end with it. Or if it's boom, they can be anywhere in it, but it has to be those 3 letters. Like it could be MEN.
I've never heard of these games. Monarch and Tick Tock Boom.
Very, very fun.
I want to buy a new puzzle.
And catchphrase. We did catchphrase too.
What's that game? The kids play that game where the
we did that too. We did that too. We did that too. But that's very hard because the categories were hard, and a lot of them I'm not good at. They're very trendy,
Some of the words
I never heard of. But it's still
we're
fun.
going to take Boggle. Monopoly Deal is much faster than Monopoly.
Okay, so you do that.
What else?
It's also good, like you said, take a jigsaw puzzle, leave it set up, and people can just work at it randomly.
Right. And then
there are places to go.
Trails,
you'll have fun. It's just nice to be a change of scenery and to be with your family.
Honestly, I would have stayed home, but I would have come to work. I would have done stuff around the house.
You have to be somewhere. You have to be restricted.
Yeah.
Restricted, otherwise you're going to come in.
All right, everyone. I've got to open the store.
I know.
It's so late. It's 1:30 almost. All right, you guys. Hopefully I'll get this up today.
Well, it's not today, tomorrow.
Yep. Leave a comment. Ask us a question. Good to be back together.
Exactly.
And
hopefully you'll stay that way, right?
Yes. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Happy crafting.
Bye.